Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
We had an accident.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Tigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam. We welcome all KAILASA-vasis attending from all KAILASA monasteries, gurukuls, temples, ashrams, and centers from around the world. We welcome all Nithyananda TV, KAILASA TV, Hinduism Now TV, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube viewers, and all those blessed to have Jnana Diksha two-way video conferencing who are joining us for today's program. We welcome all of you. We'll be starting today's pre-Satsang segment with a brief introduction to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of KAILASA, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities a lifestyle for humanity. For 1981, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was identified as a 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva by spiritual adepts and enlightened masters of Hinduism. In 1981, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was initiated into Bala Sannyas and performed his first Chaturmasya Vratam at the age of 3. In 1988, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the future Guru Mahasannidhanam or Pontiff of Thundai Mandala Adinam, the oldest monastic university. On 24th May 1994, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the successor of Arunachala Swaranga Peetham by Guru Parampara. In 1999, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the mission Nithyananda Sangha to revive KAILASA internationally. In 1999, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was also coronated as the successor of Kashi Sarvanga Peetham. On 4th November 2002, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded Adi KAILASA Sarvanga Peetham. On 1st January 2004, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the successor of Bhagyanagara Sri Purva Sarvanga Peetham. On 31st December 2004, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the incumbent emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Samrajya of Suryavamsa lineage. In the year 2007, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Adi Pallava Sarvanga Peetham. In the same year, in 2007, he was declared as the Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada. On 27th April 2012, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Madurai Shamla Peetha Sarvanga Peetham, the oldest Hindu papal state and monastic kingdom.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham.
In the year 2013, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was officially coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar, Supreme Spiritual Head of Mahanirvani Akhada, the largest apex monastic order. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was the youngest Mahamandaleshwar during this coronation. In the year 2013, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Atal Akhada, the oldest monastic order in Hinduism, by Acharya Mahamandaleshwar Sukadevanandaji, the then incumbent spiritual head. In 2014, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Tanjore Adi. In this year 2014, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was also coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Tiruvarur Adi. In the same year, he was also coronated as the Guru Mahasanithanam of Vedaranyamadina and as the Guru Mahasanithanam of Panchanadikunamadina. In the year 2015, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the Guru Mahasanithanam of Dharmamukti Swargapuramadi. In the same year, in 2015, he was also coronated as the Guru Mahasanithanam of Adipita, Kolodamat, and he was also elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 spiritual leaders or pontiffs. Now, let us look at some of the global initiatives of KAILASA. 28 years of relentless humanitarian services and initiatives, including free vegetarian food, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolution, and peace initiatives, sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies. The following pictures show a small glimpse of the magnanimous work done by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism throughout the 28 years of relentless hard work and contribution to various international agencies and bodies of KAILASA. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored more than 300 books and written more than 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. Over 20 million copies, books, and articles have been sold, read, and downloaded. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific and most viewed guru in the digital world. He is read and watched by over 1 billion followers in Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is respected as commentator of all sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gita, Jain Sutras, etc. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is honored as a leader of Hinduism. He is the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader. The Sovereign Order of KAILASA, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda Order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora are working for global peace and to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of over 1,000 KAILASA Enlightenment ecosystems. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvanga Peethas. With this, we come to the end of this small introduction of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. We'll be continuing to the next segment, where we'll be looking at the world today with the situation of poverty around the world. About 9% of the world, or 689 million people worldwide, live in extreme poverty on less than $1.9 a day. 30 million people will be living in extreme poverty by 2030. That is 30 million more than last year's projection, an increase by 7.5%. COVID has doubled the poverty rate. 1.3 billion people live in multidimensional poverty, of which 50% are children and 32% are under 10 years of age. People are struggling to cope up with the pandemic. In 2018, the poverty rate was 21.6%. By 2020, it has jumped and almost doubled to 42%. Average per capita household expenditure of extreme poor has decreased 45%, literally has become almost half, and poor households have been especially forced to adopt various strategies to cope up with the pandemic, such as 48% have resorted to borrowing, 32% are relying on their savings, 27% have reduced expenditure on non-food items, 27% have changed their dietary patterns involuntarily, and 16% have resorted to donations from friends and relatives. 689 million people live in extreme poverty, surviving on less than $1.9 a day. Children and youth account for two-thirds of the world's poor, and women represent a majority in most regions. Extreme poverty is increasingly concentrated in sub-Saharan Africa. About 40% of the region's people live on less than $1.9 a day. Extreme poverty rates nearly doubled in the Middle East and North Africa between the year 2015 and 2018, from 3.8% to 7.2%, mostly because of crises in Syria and Yemen. Although countries impacted by fragility, crisis, and violence are home to about 10% of the world's population, they account for more than 40% of the people living in extreme poverty. By 2030, an estimated 67% of the world's poor will live in fragile context. About 70% of people older than 15 who live in extreme poverty have no schooling or only some basic education. 1.3 billion people in 107 developing countries, which account for 22% of the world's population, live in multidimensional poverty. About 84% of the multidimensionally poor live in sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. 644 million children are experiencing multidimensional poverty. COVID-19 pandemic threatens to reverse years of progress in the fight against global poverty and income inequalities, and it jeopardizes the future of a generation of children. COVID-19 drove an additional 97 million people into extreme poverty in 2020, according to World Bank estimates. More than a year into the pandemic, the World Bank stresses that there is still much we don't know concerning its impact on global poverty in the year 2022. The monthly child poverty rate has increased from 12% in December 2021 to 17% in January 2022, the highest rate since the end of 2020. The almost 5% point increase in poverty represents 3.7 million more children in poverty. Globally, large number of young people are out of school and engaged in child labor. About 1/10 of the total child population, that is 168 million children aged between 5 to 17 years, were involved in child labor. In developing countries, an estimated two-thirds of the youth are not fulfilling their economic potential. It is often claimed that the crime rate among poor people is rising. But is this poverty really the mother of crime? First and foremost, it is quite apparent that many poor people become criminal because they have nothing to lose. So they don't think about the consequences of their offenses. There are many poor people all over the world who have nothing to eat. The only way to get some food is shoplifting. In addition, the crime rate in poor countries is normally higher. According to UNICEF, 22,000 children die each day due to poverty, more than 3 each second. In the time it took for us to read this paragraph, 3 more children died. With this, we come to the end of this section on poverty problems and statistics related to poverty. We'll be back after a short break. Please stay with us. Nithyananda.
Humanity has reached a level, we have evolved enough technology to provide food, clothes, shelter, medical care, all the fundamental basic needs for all 8 billion people. One side the homes foreclosure and the homes are just locked without people. The other side, millions are in the platforms homeless. One side, tons of food is getting wasted, and what to do with it? I have decided KAILASA is going to pick up a project. I call that project as Ishanya, collecting these things which is getting dumped and wasted, which is in turn becoming hazard for the nature, and distributing it to the place and countries, people, for whom it's a great boon. In this Chaturmasya alone, we will be able to bring 1 crore people out of poverty. Humanity has reached a level, we have evolved enough technology to provide food, clothes, shelter, medical care, all the fundamental basic needs for all 8 billion people. One side the homes foreclosure and the homes are just locked without people. The other side, millions are in the platforms homeless. One side, tons of food is getting wasted and getting destroyed to maintain the price. The other side, millions dying without food. Millions of clothes used only once is dumped into ocean because people don't know what to do with it. I have decided KAILASA is going to pick up a project. I call that project as Ishanya, collecting these things which is getting dumped and wasted, which is in turn becoming hazard for the nature, and distributing it to the place and countries, people for whom it's a great boon. In this Chaturmasya alone, we will be able to bring 1 crore people out of poverty. Humanity has reached a level, we have evolved enough technology to provide food, clothes, shelter, medical care, all the fundamental basic needs for all 8 billion people. One side the homes foreclosure and the homes are just locked without people. The other side, millions are in the platforms homeless. One side, tons of food is getting wasted and getting destroyed to maintain the price. The other side, millions dying without food. Millions of clothes used only once is dumped into ocean because people don't know what to do with it. I have decided KAILASA is going to pick up a project. I call that project as Ishanya, collecting these things which is getting dumped and wasted, which is in turn becoming hazard for the nature, and distributing it to the place and countries, people for whom it's a great boon. In this Chaturmasya alone, we will be able to bring 1 crore people out of poverty.
Nithyanandam, welcome back to today's pre-Satsang hosting segment. In this particular segment, we will be looking at KAILASA's response to various problems in the world, including poverty, through KAILASA's Ishanya project. Actual truth: humanity as a modern society has already reached a state of technology and infrastructure to provide food, clothing, and medical care for all 8 billion people calling planet Earth. Unfortunately, our decision makers have not reached the necessary conscious level to make the humanitarian decision of providing basic needs for all 8 billion people. The survival needs for all 8 billion people doesn't depend on availability of housing and food, but rather on the conscious level of decision makers. It is only consciousness we lack, nothing else. we'll be looking at various aspects of wastage around how resources are wasted around the world at one side and how millions are suffering on the other side. We'll be going through food wastage, medical equipment wastage, clothing wastage, home and shelter wastage. The following at a quick glance: food wastage. One side dumps tons of food to the waste in the oceans and landfills in order to maintain steady prices. On the other side, millions die of hunger. Medical equipment wastage. One side dumps functioning medical equipment for new models. The other side, millions die without access to very basic medical equipment. Clothing wastage. One side dumps millions of tons of barely worn clothes into the ocean. The other side struggles for basic clothing. Home and shelter wastage. One side faces home foreclosures and empty, locked homes. The other side faces homelessness in millions. Now we'll be looking at each one of these in detail, starting with food wastage. One third of the total food production is wasted versus 35 million affected by food poverty. One third of the food produced in the world for human consumption every year, approximately 1.3 billion tons, gets lost or wasted. Food losses and waste amount to roughly 680 billion US dollars in industrialized countries and 310 billion US dollars in developing countries. 155 million people in 55 countries or regions faced a food crisis in the year 2021. Adding the number has now increased to 265 million due to the COVID-19 epidemic. Even if just 1/4 of the food currently lost or wasted globally could be saved, it would be enough to feed 870 million hungry people in the world. 35 million people dying from hunger worldwide. A child dies from hunger every 10 seconds. Poor diets are linked to 20% of all deaths worldwide. Now, we'll be looking at medical equipment wastage. One side, 5.25 billion US dollars worth of discarded medical equipment, versus on the other side, no medical care for 100 million. US medical waste will attain 5.25 billion US dollars by 2027. Among regulated and unregulated clinical waste, around 80 to 85% can be reused. Unused supplies in medical facilities are often discarded unnecessarily rather than stored for later use, adding even more unnecessary garbage being carted away to landfills. Reprocessing industry, saving 15 million pounds of medical waste from landfills and reducing costs to hospitals and surgical centers by over 544 million US dollars. The world's poorest countries are paying some of the highest drug prices, with everyday medicines costing up to 30 times more than in rich nations. Half the world lacks access to essential health services. 100 million still pushed into extreme poverty because of health expenses. Now, we'll be looking at clothing wastage. One side, 59,000 tons of wasted clothes versus 1 out of 8 children affected by cloth poverty. 100 billion garments are produced each year, with 33% going to landfill. Every year, 59,000 tons of used and unsold clothing end up in Chile from all over the world. Every 10 minutes, an estimated 6,000 kilos of clothing and textiles are dumped in landfills. 1 in 8 children without basic clothes. 1 billion children worldwide are multidimensionally poor without access to basic accessories. 22,000 children die each day due to inhygiene around the world. Now, we'll be looking at vacant home and shelter. There are 42 million vacant homes worldwide versus 27% homelessness. The world has millions of vacant homes. 42 million of its 426 million homes are vacant. Roughly 1 in 10 homes in advanced economies are empty. Japan has topped a list of the nations with the highest percentage of vacant homes, with 13.6% of its dwellings not lived in. 1.3 million are in Canada. 27% increase in homelessness is likely due to the economic impacts of COVID-19. More than one third of all people facing homelessness services are women and children. For the last 5 years, core homelessness has been rising year on year worldwide. Homeless people are over 9 times more likely to take their own life than the general population. 78% of homeless people report having a physical health condition, 44% of them having mental health diagnosis, and 41% use drugs and alcohol to cope up with mental health issues. Kailasa's aim is to raise the consciousness level in the world and bring to the fore the real issues facing the world, and through a specialized process of recycling, facilitating the movement of good quality unwanted items from the haves to the haves not. This Chaturmasya, 4 months from July to October 2022, alone 1 crore people should practice Samadhi to raise their consciousness, and 1 crore people should be pulled out of poverty. This is the vision of the supreme point of Buddhism for Kailasa. There are threefold benefits. For donors, it is a great boon to provide to those in need. For the world, recycling removes a lot of hazardous material from nature, adding to a cleaner environment. For those in need, millions of people around the world will be alive and raised out of poverty, hunger, and inadequate health practices due to lack of medical facilities. It's a win-win-win situation. Over the last 27 years, Sri Kailasha has built a network of legal entities in 140 countries around the world, holding charity status in 118 of these countries. In many countries, Sri Kailasha's entities are registered distributors as well, meaning we can manage the entire process end to end. We will make full use of this network to collect clothing, medical equipment, and food material from the developed nations, transport them, and distribute it to countries and regions in need, with all transportation and distribution expenses sponsored by Sri Kailasha. Our process involves collection of clothing, medical equipment, and foodstuff from various countries around the world, followed by a quality control and processing of received goods, and finally distribution of good quality clothing, medical equipment, and food to the countries. Now let us look at the Ishanya project contribution throughout the world. In Madurai, in India, almost 26,800 servings of food offered to homeless and hungry. In Jayatinagar, Kilinochchi, Sri Lanka, 2,000 meals served at Mahadeva Swamical Children's Home. At Kotagala region, Sri Lanka, 2,500 articles of clothing donated and distributed. In Hyderabad region, India, weekly Annadan, feeding hundreds of poor villagers from around the region. In Tiruvannamalai, Tamil Nadu, India, non-stop day and night Annadan and healing sessions for hundreds of thousands of pilgrims circumambulating the sacred Arunachala. With this, we come to the end of this segment on Ishanya project. We'll be moving on to the next segment about solutions to overcome poverty. Create wealth. Life can be equated to two things. One, ability to achieve what you want in the inner or outer world. Two, just getting stuck in both the world. These are the only two equations. Right diagnosis. Everybody wants wealth, but they do not increase the life in them to the level they wanted. Wealth can be equated to the life energy you express. It is a straight equation because, as of now, a normal man has wealth as the first priority in the life. So if you do not have wealth, don't blame anybody. You are not expressing life energy. Life energy is not happening in you.
humanity has reached a level, we have evolved enough technology to provide food, clothes, shelter, medical care, all the fundamental basic needs for all 8 billion people. One side the homes foreclosure and the homes are just locked without people. The other side, millions are in the platforms homeless. One side, tons of food is getting wasted and getting destroyed to maintain the price. The other side, millions dying without food. Millions of clothes used only once is dumped into ocean because people don't know what to do with it. I have decided KAILASA is going to pick up a project. I call that project as Ishanya, collecting these things which is getting dumped and wasted, which is in turn becoming hazard for the nature, and distributing it to the place and countries, people for whom it's a great boon. In this Chaturmasya alone, we will be able to bring 1 crore people out of poverty. Humanity has reached a level, we have evolved enough technology to provide food, clothes, shelter, medical care, all the fundamental basic needs for all 8 billion people. One side the homes foreclosure and the homes are just locked without people. The other side, millions are in the platforms homeless. One side, tons of food is getting wasted and getting destroyed to maintain the price. The other side, millions dying without food. Millions of clothes used only once is dumped into ocean because people don't know what to do with it. I have decided KAILASA is going to pick up a project. I call that project as Ishanya, collecting these things which is getting dumped and wasted, which is in turn becoming hazard for the nature, and distributing it to the place and countries, people for whom it's a great boon. In this Chaturmasya alone, we will be able to bring 1 crore people out of poverty.
Welcome back. In this segment, we were looking at KAILASA's solution to poverty and how to create wealth. The right diagnosis. Everybody wants wealth, but they do not increase the life in them to the level they want it. Wealth can be equated to the life energy you express. It is a straight equation because as on now, a normal man has wealth as the first priority in the life. So if you do not have wealth, don't blame anybody. You are not expressing life in you. Life energy is not happening. Goal of creating wealth. Creating wealth is an intrinsic part of life. Krishna says very beautifully in Gita, Gahano karmano gatihi. The universe by its nature works. If you have at least the goal of creating wealth, you'll be creative. Your energy will be channeled properly. The first priority in life should be for moksha, enlightenment. Till that happens, the second priority can be creating wealth. Why should you create wealth? Creating wealth makes you non-violent. because your whole energy becomes creative. Creating wealth brings tremendous interest in life and non-violence. Wealth is a utility. Wealth is not even just money or currency. Money is one wealth. Currency is one wealth. The assets are one wealth. Being alive, active is one wealth. All the four put together is wealth. Money, currency, assets, being active. Wealth is neither bad nor good. It is a utility. Wealth consciousness means making a clear decision to break out of the myths and mental patterns that impoverish us and draw us again and again into the poverty cycle. The gap between beliefs and desires. Many of us say, I really desire wealth, but deep down you believe wealthy people are arrogant people, bad people. They do a lot of wrong things. If you believe wealthy people are arrogant, bad, wrong, they do many wrong things. They exploit others. If you have that belief, how are you going to manifest wealth in your life? Let us now look at all the beliefs you carry about wealth. Common belief number one: wealthy people are arrogant, bad people. You carry deep resistance of wealth, leading to you will not accumulate wealth. Even if you accumulate, you will carry guilt of wealth. Truth is, arrogance does not come by wealth. Arrogant people will be arrogant whether they have wealth or not. Arrogant means behaving as if you are more important than or know more than other people. But we wrongly associate wealth to arrogance, create a pattern, and start hating wealth as well, the same way we hate arrogance. Some more common beliefs, such as poverty is good. Deep inside us, we label poverty as good quality. We feel reverence and respect for poverty. How are we going to generate wealth then? Some more common beliefs, such as handling wealth is more responsibility. We may feel uncomfortable. Whatever I want, I will not get it. Maybe you came to this conclusion by looking at some wealthy people who did not have any time for themselves. Will persistence. Anything you cognize, you create a certain energy field about your cognition. You attract situations, people, everything around you to make that cognition into reality. All you need is will persistence. Your decision, you are not going to give up. Your intention is will persistence. It is possible. You may be desiring to have wealth, but you may not be believing, perceiving, and cognizing it as your possibility. The first and foremost important step we need to do: create an energy of attracting wealth. First step: clean up the incompletions and patterns you carry about wealth and create a right space, a powerful magnetic energy center to attract wealth, situations, and people that supports you to create wealth like magnetic energy center for manifesting wealth the way you want. Completion with wealth. Dig out all the incompletion about money. Keep writing whatever comes to your mind. The moment you remember money, does it bring tremendous pain, suffering, impossibility, all that in you? What is the emotion or energy it invokes in you? The moment you think of money, whatever you feel and think, money is difficult, money is impossible. Unless you cheat, you can't get money. Even if you cheat, somebody will cheat from you. So much goes on inside you about money. Your incompletions with money. Just spend a few minutes and let's dig out all the incompletions, beliefs, mental patterns we have, perceptions, cognitions we have about money. Each belief or cognition starts from a particular incident. Identify the incidents when the wrong or incomplete beliefs about wealth started forming. Relive and relieve. Complete those incompletions. Go back to that same age when the incident happened, when the idea, belief, or perception started building. Second step is to consciously decide what you want to manifest in next 3 months in wealth dimension. Write clearly what is your intention. What is it you want to manifest in next 3 months in the field of wealth? Whatever you think as wealth, you may think more than money currency, a person as wealth for your life, or situations as wealth for your life. Or for some, being active, people feel even extraordinary powers as your wealth. Whatever you consider as your wealth, you want to manifest, attract in the next 3 months, please pen down. With this, we come to the end of today's pre-satsang segment. Now we'll be moving on to today's alive satsang. Let us now prepare ourselves to receive our beloved Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, by chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, and receiving our beloved Guru, Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in the upcoming alive satsang. Now let us sit straight with our head, neck, and spine in a straight line and chant the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशिवशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Shri Mahants, Mahants, Tanedar, Kotari, visitors, viewers, everyone on this auspicious occasion of Ganesha Chaturthi. Paramashiva's direct message from KAILASA on this auspicious occasion, Ganesha Chaturthi. Ganesha, Ganapati, Vinayaka is real. Listen. Ganapati, Ganesha, Vinayaka, Vigneshwara, Ganeshwara, Mahaganapati is real. Listen to this real truth about the real existence. Ganesha, Mahaganapati is real. He is living, alive, independent, intelligent, power. Invoking him, calling him, praying to him remembering Him, connecting with Him, all that makes Him manifest in you. All that makes Him manifest in you. Listen. There are many anti-Hindu forces trying to brainwash you, saying those Hindu gods don't exist. They try to directly kill Hinduism and kill your enlightenment possibility, kill your possibility to experience the higher dimensions, KAILASA. There is another group which is not so direct, which does not give you the poison directly. It gives slow poison. That group is, oh, all these Ganapati, all these are like a expression of a concepts, principles, philosophies. These are more like a philosophical representation. Beware of these slow poisoners. They also destroy your higher possibility in few months. The slow poisoners are more dangerous than the people who directly poison you, attack you. People who come with a direct knife, at least you know they are enemies. Who try to tell you, okay, Hindu gods all don't exist. Who try to tell, these are people come with a direct knife. Directly they want to destroy you. You know that they are enemies. But these slow poisoners are the most dangerous. And you get seduced by them. They appear so naive, sweet, almost like Hindu gurus, accepting almost the Hinduism, but very subtle way they put the poison in you. Listen. The poison they put is too much. The poison is, oh, these Ganesha, all these gods are philosophical representations. Once you start eating the slow poison, slowly you disconnect the possibility of live experience of Mahaganapati. My guru has told me very beautiful word. See, when I was maybe 10, 11, my guru told me to organize Ganesha Chaturthi festival with the grace of Mahaganapati. Ganesha Chaturthi is the first festival I organized. I should say that that is the way the Sangha has evolved, organization has evolved. Maybe when I was between 10 to 12, that was the age, my guru told me to organize Ganesh Chaturthi in Tiruvannamala temple itself. So I asked her, Kuppammal, it's Vibhuda Devi, and what all I should do, and her inputs, advice, guidance. The first thing she said, when you fed Ganapati and Ganapati ate at the age of 3, what did you think at that time? What was your mind? What was your inner space? I said, I just know Ganapati is there. And if I give him food, he will eat. She said, go with that same exact, precise inner space. She told beautifully in Tamil. விநாயகன் தத்துவத்தின் வரைபடமல்ல, தத்துவத்தின் உயிர்ப்படம். தத்துவத்தின் உயிர்ப்பாடு, தத்துவத்தின் வரைப்பாடு அல்ல. He is not philosophical representation. He is manifestation of philosophy. He is not a concept drawn. He is living being, independent intelligence. She said, with that inner space, start organizing, everything will fall in place. I am telling you, that's a most beautiful gift I received from my Guru and directly from Mahaganapati, Prasada of Mahaganapati. You can see this photograph. Young kid organizing, and it was a lot of work at that time. Maybe I will narrate these details later on. The work details, the organizing details I will narrate later on, but I'll give you the inner space, which will be the real great prasada for all of you. So receive that inner space. Listen very intensely, sincerely. The gods described in Hindu tradition are living manifestations. Shaswata, Nitya, Nirantara, Jiva, Swayam Prakasa, Tejomaya, Parabrahma Swarupa, Paravastu. That strength, the inner space, energy, confidence, experience, all that is the prasad I received from Mahaganapati, who is alive. Listen, because I received all these great prasadas of energy, positivity, creativity, I will not say Ganapati himself is the description of these qualities. No. He is much more than these qualities. He is beyond and more than these qualities he gave me as prasada. He is independent intelligence, having the wealth of all these qualities, and he gave that to me as a prasada. Not that he is just the totality of these qualities. Understand the difference. Ganapati Paramburul, Mahaganapati Paramburul, பரதத்துவத்தின் உயிர்ப்பாடு, பரதத்துவத்தின் வரைப்பாடு அல்ல. பரதத்துவத்தின் உயிர்ப்பாடு, பரதத்துவத்தின் வரைப்பாடு அல்ல. Nothing else is required. You just sit with this one powerful cognition, one truth. Hey, I know Ganapati is alive. Sitting with his huge belly and large elephant head, laughing in ecstasy. Ananta Kalyana Guna, all the auspicious qualities, embodiment in Maha KAILASA. In eternal bliss, running riot on all the food that is offered to him, enjoying. His party. He is living alive with his tremendous life energy, compassion. He is just granting all the boons. People ask, just remember, connect with this reality. Understand? I am giving you the live coverage. Live coverage of as it is happening now in Maha KAILASA. Sit with this and connect with him. Mahaganapati Paramburule. Reveal yourself to me. Shower yourself to me. You can ask whether the silly desires and needs and wants you have are the great enlightenment experience or he himself. You can ask anything you want. Just learn to connect. That is the greatest prasada you will receive on this Ganesha Chaturthi. On this auspicious occasion today, listen. The male hormone or female hormone, when it is very active in the human body, it makes you strongly believe only in this plane. It makes you so involved with the human plane. Any truths revealed about the higher planes, neither you care nor you give attention, because you don't want to give attention and you are not interested in it. You just brush them aside. Just today, don't do that. Sit and connect with him. Actually, if you just connect with Mahaganapati today, that is enough, because he is the Lord of Kailasa's visa entry. When he opens the door, Nandi naturally gives you visa. Mahaganapati. When you go to KAILASA, first you will see Ganapati only. Connect with him. He will lead you to the ultimate. He is embodiment of compassion. Listen. Do not eat the poison anti-Hindu forces dump on you and brainwash you. Saying that the Hindu gods don't exist. It's all just myth. Listen. Whether you know it or not, you are all absolutely brainwashed. When I became enlightened, realized the ultimate truths, now, few years before, when I was just casually looking at the science books, the school syllabus, college syllabus, science books, for some reason, few of the science books were brought to me. I was just seeing, listen. Only then I realized, science is used in Indian education with a clear motive and racist focus just to destroy Hinduism. Science is not taught as science to Hindus in India. Science is used as a weapon to destroy Hinduism with a racist idea. Listen. It was absolutely racist focus. It was absolutely used as a tool, weapon by racists to brainwash you. The Indian education history books, history is used by historians with a racist motive to brainwash Hindus and completely destroy their confidence about their past. Understand? Only if you have a confidence about your past, you will have confidence for your future. So all the great things of your ancestors' past was destroyed. Fortunately, those stone temples which can't be destroyed is still standing tall and singing the glory of my ancestors till the sky resonates and echoes. Jaya Vijayi Bhava. But history books in Indian education system is made to brainwash you to forget something like that existed or existing. So, most of the Hindu kids do not even look up the tall standing stone towers of Hindu temples. They do not spend time even to think, oh God, Even with all the equipments and machineries and modern day tools, everything available, no one is able to replicate Tanjore Brigadeshwara temple. No one is able to replicate Gangaikonda Cholapuram. Rajendra's, the temple he built. No one is able to replicate Tarasuram, Shiva temple, Airavadeshwara temple. Hey, I am telling you, with so much of modern technology, money, I am not even able to conceive. Forget about building it. Listen. But unfortunately, the Hindu children don't even look up, don't even spend few minutes to think, because they are brainwashed not to look, not to see the glorious past of the Hindu knowledge and Hindu traditions. Everything Hindu is discarded as worthless with absolute illogical questions. Many times people try to ask me, why, if the Hindus were so great, why they did not invent flight? Fool! Many years before the Wright brothers, in India, few Brahmins demonstrated flying with aircrafts as per the Vaimanika Shastra of Bharadwaja in front of the Indian kings. Unfortunately, within 1 month, all those Brahmins and all their books and that flight, everything just disappeared. Taken out of India by the invaders. And after that, no one knows where all that knowledge went, where all of them went. But after a few years, suddenly Wright brothers come out and fly their first flight. In India, the education, science is used to brainwash you with a racist motive and prove Hinduism is wrong. History is used to brainwash you and prove that Hinduism did not have a glorious past. Everything was used with a racist motive to brainwash you. Come back. Hinduism does not need reformation, it needs revival. Hinduism does not need reformation, it needs revival. You need to drink the nectar of Hinduism from the original Upanishads and Puranas, Veda and Agama, Shruti and Smriti. Stop learning about Hinduism, reading about Hinduism from the translations done by the people with a racist motive, racist intention, racist focus to destroy Hinduism, they translated. Stop reading those books and learn about Hinduism. No. Learn about Hinduism from the original scriptures, Vedas and Agamas and Shruti and Smritis, which is translated by the Hindu practitioners. If you want to read Ganapati Purana, Mahaganapati Purana, know about Mahaganapati, read the original Purana written by Vedavyasa. If you feel you don't know Sanskrit, then read the translation by the person who has experienced Mahaganapati, who has seen Mahaganapati. Who lives the core Hindu lifestyle. Then you will get the result of Hinduism. You will be empowered by the nectar of Hinduism. You will be empowered by the strength of Hinduism. Again and again, these anti-Hindu forces try to be very nice to me. How you know? They will send a message. Swamiji, Hindus are not accepting you, attacking you again and again. Why don't you realize and move away from Hinduism? Make your organization more like yours. Your own new invention, philosophy, kind of a reformation of Hinduism. I said, no. This is the exact strategy of the anti-Hindu forces. They will make Hindu leaders lose confidence on Hinduism and Hindus. So the Hindu leaders compromise and give a diluted version of Hinduism, like, oh, Ganapati is the great manifestation and painting and projection or presentation of the highest intelligence possible. Shit. Ganapati is a living, independent intelligence, conscious more than what the word conscious can describe. Super conscious, alive, can respond even to the thought in your core being. Stop taking poison which says Ganapati does not exist. Stop taking the slow poison which says, oh, Ganapati is just the cartoon or the painting of the great principle, intelligence. Hey. Is living, alive, Shashwata, Nitya, Suhanyana Ananda, Swayam Prakasa, Tejomaya, Parabrahma Swarupa, Ananta Kalyana Guna Sthirasannitya Prajnana Prasanna Paravastu Paramavastu. He is so powerful. Not only he resides in Maha Kailasa, he can manifest in the Archavatara anywhere you invite him, or in your own consciousness when you invoke him. Celebrate Ganesha Chaturthi with the right context. Celebrate Ganesh Chaturthi with the right understanding. People celebrate Ganesh Chaturthi for various reasons. Okay, nothing wrong in it. Some people celebrate it as a social gathering. Some celebrate it is for political mileage. Some celebrate it for various reasons. Nothing is wrong. Everything is okay. But if you know the right reason and celebrate, you will have Ganapati in your life. Ganapati manifesting in your life. This is the highest prasada you can receive from Maha Ganapati. This is the best and greatest way to celebrate, experience Ganesha Chaturthi and Ganapati. Listen, today Ganesh Chaturthi, all of you sit with this one understanding. Oh Mahaganapati, I know you exist in Maha Kailasa, and I know you manifest out of your compassion when we invite you. You are an independent intelligence who responds to our prayers. I pray to you, Mahaganapati Paramburule, Mahaganapati, come here, accept the offerings I give. With this space offer, I guarantee you he will eat. He will literally eat. He will drink the milk you offer. He will eat the food you offer. It's not just power manifestation or a miracle. He exists. Extraordinary things are ordinary life for Hindus. Be very clear. It's not miracle. It's a usual thing. He is there and we invite him. He comes and we offer our whatever we know as food and whatever we know as the best. He eats. That's all. We ask him for blessings. He gives the blessings. Over. There is nothing extraordinary in it. For others, it is extraordinary. For us Hindus, it is lifestyle. Come on. Do it. His grace is there. I tell you, just now, he himself gave the permission and blessings to tell this truth to all of you and to initiate all of you. Please receive this initiation. Enjoy the experience of Mahaganapati. Sit with Mahaganapati today. Connect with him. Enjoy his presence. That is the real ultimate prasada you can receive from Mahaganapati on this auspicious